A lot of people are asking me, when is it time for me to quit my job and jump full-time into real estate investing? A lot of you are going to expect the answers to be, well, whenever you have reached a certain income level, whenever you have done so many deals, whenever you have so many different properties, passive income, all that kind of stuff. This is all true, but this is not the most important aspect of being a full-time real estate investor. And the biggest factor is personal readiness. Hi, my name is Eric Martel. I'm an entrepreneur and real estate investor, and over the last 10 years I've flipped over 1,000 single family rentals, and I currently flip about 50 properties per month with Martel Turnkey. I also have a company called Flip System that helps individuals, full-time employees, become real estate investors. So from people that have no experience to people that have experience that want to scale their business so that they can quit their job and do this full time. And every week I make videos to help people achieve financial freedom or become a real estate investor. And this week the topic is, when are you ready to be full-time real estate investor? And the answer is really about personal readiness. So what does that mean, personal readiness? Well, a lot of people may not realize this, but there's a lot of alone time being a real estate investor full-time. A lot of my investments are out of state, so I deal a lot with phone, a lot with the email, a lot of messaging with the team on the ground, with realtors, with wholesalers, all kinds of different individuals. Also, my bookkeeper, my accountant, all these kinds of people as well, my acquisitions team. But really, a lot of that, it's still alone time. I don't have like personal one-on-one interaction. I work from home from my office. So it's basically just me, my computer, my phone. Basically, that's where I spend my time. If you are someone that is an extrovert that really needs that social interaction, like in-person interaction, you're gonna have to adjust a little bit. It's not a showstopper, but you're gonna have to adjust to a new life where you're gonna have interaction in business that's gonna be one way, but then you're gonna have to compensate to satisfy your social interaction in some other ways. The good news is that you're going to have a lot more flexibility being a full-time real estate investor than if you're working full-time at a job 9 to 5. So that's the advantage of that. But just be conscious of that. A lot of people don't realize that, and they may feel depressed working by themselves in their office. Second is that you have to be self-motivated. You don't have a boss anymore. You're the boss and you're the employee also. So you have to make sure that your boss constantly tells yourself, you as an employee, that you have to do certain things. You're also going to have to wear multiple hats. So that means that 1 hour maybe you're going to do some accounting, bookkeeping, make sure everything is on track. Another time it's going to be about financing some deals, so talking to private money lender, to investor, to hard money lender to get some deals going. Sometimes it's going to be acquisition. Sometimes it's going to be working on sales. If you're flipping these single family rentals, it's going to be about talking to potential buyers and getting these deals sold. So you have to understand how to sell these deals. Eventually, as your business grows, yes, you will be able to delegate some of these tasks. Some of these tasks can be delegated to virtual assistants. But really at the beginning, you're going to have to be self-motivated, self-driven, and wear multiple hats. You can't just be sitting around. As an entrepreneur, as a real estate investor, you can't just be sitting around and wait for things to happen. You're the driver and you make things happen. This is very different than when you're a full-time job and then things are coming to you and then you have to act on it. Here, you are making things happen. This is something that's very important. You make your own market, you make your own deal, you go and seek out and you make things happen. You're the catalyst in the equation here. Another good thing is organizational skills. You're going to be talking to a lot of people, reviewing many properties. You want to be organized. So you want to have a system, you want to have a customer relationship management software, you want to have different system, maybe Google Drive and stuff like that with different folders to organize all the communications that you're doing, the emails and all of that, to make sure that you are organized. When you're talking to 20, 30 or 40 people, maybe a day or a week, you want to make sure that what you're talking about, what you've talked to them about, so that you're not repeating yourself, and that they know on the other end that you know who they are. So you don't want to be like, I forgot about that, and you want to stay on top of that. You want to be organized also about the tasks that you need to do. So if you say that you're going to do something, you have to do it Otherwise, your credibility in this business is going to be shot pretty much. Next is risk tolerance. I feel kind of like two ways about this. On one hand, a lot of people when they're working full-time, they think that their job is secure. They have a sense of job security for some reason. And I never felt that way. My job was always kind of, I was independent consultant or full-time employees or whatever. And I had a very loose relationship with like a full-time job per se. I never felt a sense of job security because I felt like I was missing information, and at any point my boss or my manager or the whatever would be able to let me go and say, the budget was cut and then we need to let you go for whatever reason. But that's the important thing here, is that when you have a full-time job, you don't necessarily have job security. So just keep that in mind. When you're working as a full-time real estate investor, you don't have a job, so you don't have technically a job security, but you can see what's going on. You're in control of your investment. You just have to keep that in mind and then adjust. Which kind of brings me to the next point, which is you have to be adaptable and you have to solve problems. So at different points during Martel Turnkey, I had to change kind of how we were getting money to fund the deals. A lot of our investors were joint venture investors. They would give us a certain amount of money and then they would get like 50% of the profit. So that was great. Why did we do this? Obviously we wanted to mitigate risk. So during the pandemic, for example, we didn't know if or when we would be able to sell a property, to flip the property. We didn't know if it would take us the regular 4 months, or if it would take 8 months, or if it would take 12 months or 2 years. We didn't know. We had no idea because we didn't know how long the pandemic would be and all that kind of stuff. So we wanted to mitigate risk. We didn't want to pay interest payment for 2 years on a property because that would eat up all our profit. So we decided to do more joint venture with our investors who were also looking for investment, and they were also looking to share the risk with somebody else. That was great for them. That was also great for us. We were able to do some deals and then we'd split the profit. Later on, as we had passed the pandemic, or also at different stages when we had before the pandemic as well, we were a lot in private money lending. So we got a lot of investors just lend us money at a specific interest rate. And that was great because we had a solid track record. We knew exactly how long these deals would last from close to close. It was like 4 or 5 months. And then we'd say, okay, this is how much the interest is. And we made more profit this way as long as we executed in that time frame. So this is just to keep you in mind, but you have to be adaptable. You have to see what's going on in the marketplace, see what's going on with the deals, and then you can adjust, make some adjustment in there, and don't be afraid to do that. Be very proactive about how can you minimize your risk, maximize your profit, etc. The other thing, when you're moving from full-time job to full-time real estate investor, you're working alone, you're working with a bunch of people at your job with a water cooler or coffee machine. You don't have that when you're working as a full-time real estate investor. So maybe you can go to the coffee shop if you want every once in a while to see some other faces, but you don't have that kind of interaction. Also, the people that the colleagues, the people you were working with at your job, it's a little bit different also because you were colleagues, you had some level of friendship with them. Once you work full-time as a real estate investor, your time is more flexible, but it may not be flexible at the same time that when they are available. So this is a little bit something that you need to be aware of. So it might put a little bit of strain on your personal relationship and friendship with colleagues at your previous job because now you have a lot of flexibility. So if you want to go 4 months in Italy and work and do your real estate investment from there, well, this is not something that they can do. And that might piss them off a little bit, and they may decide to find other friendship. And I did lose some friends that way, people that are, for some reason, they're not returning my calls anymore. I don't know why, but this is just kind of how things go. You have to do what makes you happy, and this is what really matters. And finally, you want to have a strong support system. So if you are working by yourself, you want to make sure that you have a network of other resources that you can bounce ideas off of. If you work with Flip System, obviously you're going to have the community, you're going to have the customer success coach, you're going to have other investors that you can connect with on different discussion group. We have the weekly coaching calls, all that kind of stuff. So this is all a part of a Flip System. If you don't have Flip System, you can go onto maybe it's Bigger Pockets, maybe some other platform where you can go and interact with other investors, bounce ideas off of, and hopefully build a relationship, a stronger relationship with some individuals. It's kind of like have people that really know your business, they know you well enough to say, Eric, I think you should stay away from this deal because you're not going to be able to sleep at night if you do this, blah, blah, blah. So that's what you're looking for. If you have your partner, your significant other, your wife, husband, etc., that's great also, but still you're kind of like one unit. Still seek out other people to talk to and network with other individuals that have the same kind of mindset in terms of your investment. And of course, if you're in single family rental space and you want to have a sounding board, feel free to comment on any of my videos, or I'm on Instagram as well, Eric Martel Official, TikTok, Facebook. You can reach out to me and I'll be happy to connect with you. Every once in a while people are surprised that I actually answer my own text. So don't worry, I do answer my own text. It might take a while, but I do it. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, make sure that you like and subscribe to my channel. I do these videos every week to help regular people invest in real estate, achieve financial freedom, maybe even do early retirement, or sometimes just achieve regular retirement before you reach 75 years old. So feel free to comment, put your questions, comments and stuff like that below the video, and I'll make sure to reply and answer. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next week.